second weekend here on of Ivy League play. For Yale, after winning the tip, Tamara Simpson with the left-handed runner inside, and it is out of bounds. Last touched by the Bulldogs. We'll run down the starters for you. For Yale, in those road blues going right to left, is Megan Gorman, Jen Berkowitz, Marianne Santucci, Tamara Simpson, who had the aforementioned shot, and Lena Munzer. For Brown, Justine Gaziano starts with Taylor Will, Shayna Mehta, Erica Steves, and Abby O'Keefe. Mehta on the near side will take the shot. Nothing but net. Russ, a good start for the Bears.
I'll tell you, Shayna Mehta's got a great ability to hit the ball or score the basket off the dribble, Dan. She did it right there.
Baseline runner kicked out to Simpson. Back up top for Gorman. Gorman, top of the arc. Running into some problems when she picked up the dribble. Now gets it off to Santucci.
Yeah, Bears in a man-to-man. Yale was the other way as well.
Gorman, high post, off the back rim. Rebound controlled by Berkowitz. She traveled as she ran into double coverage. Nice job by the Bears crashing down on the board.
Yeah, shuffled her feet on the double team. Bears got to do a good job on the boards because Yale is a good rebounding team.
The Bears under the direction of Sarah Bain, her third season here on College Hill, 10-5 on the season, 1-1 in the league after splitting last weekend against Princeton and Penn. A 98-88 winner against the Tigers last Friday before dropping a 86-60 defeat to the Quakers. The Quakers in first place early on in the Ivy race, 3-0 to start league play for the Bulldogs. 9-6 entering today overall. They were swept last weekend, making the same trip.
Gaziano fouled underneath. And there's Will with the ball. Justine inside, goes to the other side of the basket. Drew the foul, she heads to the line. She shoots it, I think, at 75%. 76.
Hand of God knocked the first one away.
She should get that bounce at the Pizzatola Center, though. Shouldn't God be blessing it or something?
Swishes the second one. The freshman out of Natick, Massachusetts. Yale pushing the floor back the other way. Santucci over to the right side. Gorman hands it off for Munzer. Munzer kicks it outside. Yale going baseline. Nice job again by the defense. Collapsing back by
That's a double
Steves.
dribble. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Berkowitz didn't like the call, but she put it down, picked it up, and put it back on the floor again.
Yeah, she got both hands on it and picked it up, and
yep.
That call easy as pie to make. We had a good angle of it. O'Keefe kicks it over to the left side for Will. Will, stop and pop. Swish!
Great start for Brown. Quick timeout for Yale. Allison Guth doesn't like what she sees in the first couple minutes. Bears are up 5-zip.
Well, in a game of runs, Yale last week fell victim to a run.
Yeah,
especially I think it was against Princeton.
Yeah.
They which was a 74-62 loss for the Tigers. They were up in that game, and then in the fourth quarter surrendered a huge run that really cost them the game.
Yeah, they led 56-49 after 3, outscored by the Tigers 25-6 in the fourth quarter. Dan, exactly right.
Same thing happened against Penn as well. I know in the they won the fourth quarter against the Quakers, did the Bulldogs, but suffered on the back end of that a 21-9 third quarter deficit. So Yale here, Russ, has to good call on the timeout, or get them settled early and try to make it early.
Yeah, Bears feeling their oats at home, and Allison Guth just wants to cool them off and get her team's attention. I'm sure she's doing that right now.
Just one game on the weekend for the Bears today. They will take on Yale. I believe it's next weekend. They'll actually be at Yale, part of the home and home with the Bulldogs of a tough Ivy slate, though. I mean, you draw the Penn-Princeton trip early. Penn opening up the year 3-0.
Yes.
You have the home and home against Yale. And it's critical here, Russ, to get out early, get the fast start. You only have the one-game weekend. Try to salt this one. It's way too early to tell, but you want to try to salt it early.
Yeah, well, we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
This is a really important game for both teams. Because next Friday, the Bears will head down to Payne Whitney for a 5:30 game. And both these games are tonight and next Friday part of doubleheaders with the men's team. So the Browns men's team plays at 8 o'clock tonight.
Exciting day of hoops here in Providence as Yale out of the timeout. We'll start working a half-court offense. They work inside to Berkowitz. Berkowitz keeps it outside with Munzer. Munzer, bounce pass for Berkowitz. Back outside, Munzer pops the three, front rim. Rebound collected by Brown.
Yeah, good job on the boards by the Bears.
Meta goes inside, a little scoop shot. I think he was trying to draw the contact. Ball goes out of bounds off the bottom of the backboard, back the other way.
She was trying to draw the contact in and did draw the contact, but didn't get a call.
Here's Santucci, hands it off for Gorman. Gorman, Sampson outside, takes the three. Again off the iron, and again brought down by Brown. Gaziano, outside for Meta. Meta goes baseline, kicks it out, ill-timed pass, ill-advised pass, Yale with the strip.
Yeah, that was a hope pass.
Yale resetting. Here's Santucci. Lays it up, and Yale's on the board. 3 minutes into the first quarter, it's 5-2. Bears on the opening run. Coast to coast the other way. Gaziano last touched. It'll go back again with the Bulldogs. So 6:46 left here in the first quarter. 5-2. Brown getting the 5-0 run. Yale out of the timeout. A little bit of a different look.
They responded. And Santucci, nice drive down the lane, kissing it off the glass from the right-hand side.
Bulldogs, a team with a number of players, rather the Bears, the team with a number of players averaging in double figures. Hoping that works to their advantage as Yale in the half-court offense. Here's Gorman. Gorman with Berkowitz. High post. Gets it out to Sampson. Takes the three. Can't get it to drop. Meta the rebound.
Meta does a nice job on the boards. She averages 5 a game.
Gaziano's three
no
off the mark. And we'll go the other direction with Simpson. Tamara Simpson takes it herself. Drew contact. Loose ball. Yale picks it up. Tamara Simpson has had herself a little bit of a run to her own credit. 22 points in the loss to Princeton. Keeps it outside with Gorman. Gorman drives down Broadway, tried to get it to Berkowitz. Turnover back to Brown.
Yeah, good job so far defensively by the Brown Bears.
First change off the bench for the Yale Bulldogs. We will see coming into the game Megan McIntyre. McIntyre draws the assignment on Meta. Gaziano cuts in, left-handed shot, draws the contact and the foul.
Yeah, Gaziano does a good job of getting to the hoop, and she has a superb left hand. What an advantage. She's a real scorer. Look at this move. Crossover dribble down the lane, takes the bump. Scoop shot didn't drop, but she has 2 more at the line.
Gaziano's first shot is true and through the stripe, and through the net rather. 76% free throw shooter on the year is Gaziano. Enters today averaging 19 points per game. She'll hit the second. So Brown regains the 5-point lead, 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-2 here at the pits on a Friday evening on College Hill.
And Shayna Meta applying pressure on Marianne Santucci every time down full court, making the Bulldogs burn some clock. There's Simpson. Nice move.
Nice move by Simpson. Draws the hoop and the hurt. She went one-on-one there, Russ.
Yeah, nice move down the lane.
Yeah, great move. Burnt Taylor Will in the process.
Simpson, a 5'10 junior from North Babylon, New York, leads the Ivies in steals, 2.5 a game, and led the Ivies in steals last year at 3 a game.
Left side is Will, and we got a blocking foul on the floor. So 3 exchanges, 3 fouls, and everybody's going to the line. This time it'll be Taylor Will.
And she shoots at 73%. Very sound foul shooter.
Will has started every game for the Bears this year, averaging 15 points per game.
And Dan, she was the MVP of the Ocean State Tourney. Bears won that here. They beat Rhode Island and Providence to take the trophy home.
Taylor Will was able to dish it last week, and 8 assists over the entire weekend to go along with her 21 points against both Princeton and Penn. 9-4 the score. Simpson with Santucci. Santucci kicks it to the right side for Munzer. Munzer, they're going to call a foul on, it looks like that's going against Abby O'Keefe, who was one-on-one with Munzer, who was backing her down.
Well, here she goes, right to left. Yeah, she reached in with the right hand, bumped her. Good call by the refs. Another foul on the Bears.
This one's going against Gaziano. And just like that, the foul's adding up. We've gone from 1 to 6 in the last minute or so. Shot from 3, popped up, Gaziano the rebound. Brown to push the floor in transition. Gaziano over the half-court stripe, dishes it off for Steeves. Steeves takes it herself for 2.
Hey, there's a nice left-handed layup. Erica Steeves down the lane, lay it in.
Munzer the other direction, goes baseline. Backhand up and in. What a shot by Lena Munzer. Back to the basket, goes up over her head.
I'll say the degree of difficulty was high on that one. There's Meta.
Oh, the teams are trading baskets. It's a full-on shootout. The last minute or so, that one goes to Meta. 6 points in the last 15 seconds by these two teams. Still has it at 7-point Brown lead. Simpson gets it off to Santucci, takes the shot, back rim iron, rebound controlled by the Bears. Steeves pushes it up the court with Abby O'Keefe. Keefe gets by the defender and takes it herself.
Well, absolutely no help by Yale and as she beat her man right down the lane and went and laid it in. Zero help.
McIntyre hands it off to Munzer. Munzer takes it herself, lays it up off the rim. Brown will go back the other direction. Will, Gaziano, Meta for 2.
Wow, great ball movement by the Bears as Allison Guth has another timeout. Not yet.
Well, this one's starting to get away a little bit from Yale in the first. 17-6. Russ, they tried to pick up the pace a little bit, just has not gone their way. Brown's been up to the task.
Oh, that's for sure. And Bears getting out in transition there, Dan.
Nothing better when you see the little tic-tac-toe passing.
Yeah, and Bears are doing a great job on the boards again. One shot for Yale, that's it. There's Meta.
Meta for 3. Off the back of the rim.
That looked great from our angle, didn't it?
Didn't it, though? Munzer, outside. Simpson takes it herself, in and out. Off the shot. Loose ball. Hustle point. Loose, still the loose ball. Love seeing that, don't you?
Yeah, great hustle.
Meta down the middle
lays it in.
Yeah, Yale now wants the timeout. Allison Guth has seen enough from this run. Brown all over the Bulldogs. It's 19-6.
Yeah, Abby O'Keefe, what hustle. Look at this. Rips the ball away. Gets the ball. Meta scrambles. Coming down the floor. Goes in, lays it in. Look at that. Was a hustle play, led to that hoop, obviously, Dan.
Well, Russ, the Brown Bears in the first quarter, 19-6. Head coach Sarah Men has to be pretty happy with the effort on the defensive side. In addition to the offense, what do they say? The best part of your offense is a good defense?
A lot of times it works that way. They're an offensive machine down at Princeton last Friday. They just played 40 minutes. They put 98 points on the board. So if anything, Sarah wants to bring the defense along. And so far in this one, the Bears have played outstanding defense and have done a terrific job on the backboards as well.
Well, the Bears, in terms of the turnover battle, you see what happens when they're able to convert turnovers. Last week, Penn only had 7 turnovers. The Bears had more. But Princeton, in that win for Brown, 18 Tiger turnovers really paid off that game.
Sure did. A lot of steals mixed into those 18 turnovers, too.
Simpson inside. Can't get it to drop. Brown goes back the other direction. Here's Megan Riley, who's in off the timeout. Over to the left side. Shot is up by Meta. Off the rim and controlled by Tamara Simpson. Simpson pulls up, gets it to Marianne Santucci. Over to the left side has Megan McIntyre. McIntyre gets the shot up. Bounces back, offensive board by Santucci. Will take the shot herself. bombs away. This time it's Brown away with it.
Yeah, it's the first time Yale's had an offensive board in a while. Bears get the second one, however.
Here's Will. Loose ball, and it'll be kicked by the Bulldogs, but I think they, I don't know if it was kicked by the Bulldogs or kicked by the Bears. Simpson had the strip.
Let's take a look if they show it again. I don't know who would have kicked it for the Bears because Taylor Will was outside, it looked like. All right, there she is. Oh, she did kick it.
Yep.
Yeah, Taylor Will kicked it.
Bang, bang play.
It was.
Bears up by 13 with a minute and a half to go in the first. Munzer through the hands of Bronwyn Davies inside for Simpson, who's fouled on the way up, or rather Alexandra Mond. Apologize on that. Mixing up 25 and 23. One of these days, my numbers will come back to me.
Bears right now on an 8-0 run.
Mond misses the first, the sophomore out of just up the highway in Dorchester, Massachusetts. Although I'm saying it wrong. I'm a local Boston guy. I have to know how to say it. I can't call it Dorchester. It's Dorchester.
You got it right there. And Mound shoots at 50% from the stripe.
Missed them both.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are not a good foul shooting team, 60% as a team.
Megan Riley running the point for the Bears. Out there with Gaziano, Kathleen Ryan, and Mary Butler, who's also checked in. Shayna Mehta rounds out the 5 on the floor for the Bears. Here's Gaziano, forced back outside as we're under a minute in the first. Riley blocked as she ran into Santucci at the foul line. So 52 seconds left. We'll get a reset here with the Bears still up by 13. Another check-in this time for the Bulldogs brings Berkowitz back into the game. Near side is Ryan. Ryan underneath for Gaziano, lays it up. Nice reverse lay-in.
Yeah, as I said before, she's got the ability to score outside and in. She can post up. That was a terrific post move by Gaziano.
Shayna Mehta is called for her first. That's going to put Yale at the line. Santucci taking the free throws one-handed the old-fashioned way. Puts that one up. Here we get a good look as she goes in on the baseline, and yep, Mehta.
Didn't quite get there.
Nope.
Makes them both, so that stops the 10-0 run for the Bears.
13-point lead for Brown, 30 seconds to go in the first. Riley looks left side, has Butler, cross court. Ryan has the 3, side rim, Santucci the rebound.
15 seconds in the period.
Yale gonna pull it out and play a little bit here for the last shot with the shot clock dead. Santucci gets a pick, rolls it back to Davies. Inside, Berkowitz goes up strong and sinks it with 4 seconds to go. Maybe a last shot here. Mehta can't get it off, and that takes us to the end of the first with Brown up 11 over the Yale Bulldogs here on the Ivy League Digital Network. Great look here at the Pizzatola Center where the Brown Bears, after the first quarter, have an 11-point lead. Dan Rubin, Russ Tyler. First half of a basketball doubleheader here on College Hill. Russ, first quarter, all Brown.
Well, I'll say first period defense by the Bears was just terrific. I thought Sarah Bain made a great adjustment in having Shane apply full court pressure to the Bulldogs.
Bears with the ball to start the second quarter. Left side is Riley, takes the 3 and hits the 3. Bears back at it to start the second. They extend the lead to 14.
And that's after Yale made an adjustment. They came out in the zone that time. Megan Riley drains it.
Shot from the near side, off the rim. Yale now 0 for 7, shooting threes as Berkowitz comes away with the ball. Over to the right side, shot side rim, make it 0 for 8 as McIntyre hits it off the side rim, the other direction. Gaziano takes it herself on the nice lay-in after the good pass from Taylor Will.
Pretty feed from Taylor Will, and Gaziano knows what to do with it. Put it in the basket.
Inside is Berkowitz. Nice post move, draws the foul. She'll go to the line. Russ, a couple of stats to throw out from that first quarter. Number one, just looking at the rebounding, the Bears didn't have an offensive rebound, didn't really need one, 8 for 13, but Yale, 4 offensive boards out of their 9, but the Bears still out-rebounded them.
Out-rebounded 12 to 9. Good job on the boards by Brown. Berkowitz makes the first one.
Erica Steves will check back in for the Bears. Just underway here in the second quarter.
Bulldogs shot it at 4 for 18, 0 for 6 in the first period. Berkowitz makes them both.
Here's Riley. Starting things out for the Bears once again. Goes inside for Steves. Steves with the up fake. Starts the post move. Kicks it out. Will. Nice job by the Yale defense. Forces her out. Riley at the free throw line. Forced out again. Now goes inside to the pivot. Up goes Steves. Side rim. Rebound by the Bulldogs.
Bears looking to get the ball inside that time, obviously.
Lena Munzer had 2 points in the first period. Goes inside now to Berkowitz. Berkowitz with it on the floor. Goes into the post move and takes it for 2.
Berkowitz scored the last 6 for the Bulldogs.
Yale's got the lead down to 12. 26-14, 2 minutes into the second. Quick pass, Gaziano.
Pass from Megan Riley. Megan Riley had 8 assists in the Princeton game last Friday down at Jadwin Gym.
Berkowitz had a look at the 3, keeps it outside with Santucci. For McIntyre. McIntyre back for Santucci. 3 on the way, and that's the first one for the Bulldogs. They've cut it to 11. So Yale splashing the bucket from outside. Brown looking for the answer. They do!
Deep 3. Kathleen Ryan.
Big bucket there for Brown.
Well, the Bears are a threat from 3, almost every player on the team. They have nine players who made 3s this year for Brown.
McIntyre goes inside for Berkowitz. Berkowitz kicks it out. A little too much and a little too high. Athletic Director Jack Hayes showing the hands, catching that one on the fly.
Good catch by Jack. Keeping his eye on the ball. There's a nice 3. Kathleen Ryan, freshman. This Brown team is very young, Dan, as you know. Not a senior on the team.
Ryan entering today 43% from outside. That was her 20th three-pointer of the year, now 20 for 45. She now has it. Keeps it outside with Will. Will goes to Steve. Steves looked for the shot, kicks it back for Will. Will, nice overpass for Steves, who lays it in.
Yeah, assist for Will, left-hand layup for Steves.
Bears up by 16. Over 3 minutes expiring here in the second.
That matches their biggest lead.
Berkowitz, nice up and under.
Travel.
She traveled. Oh, that would have been a great move if she could have kept the...
Yeah, drag the pivot foot.
Yep.
Nice up and under, as you said, Dan. And there's Steve's laying it in off the very nice feed from Taylor Will.
There's O'Keefe on the near side. Works with Will. Will has it tipped out. O'Keefe once again. O'Keefe takes the... No, it's 2. It was 2.
Foot just on the line.
And thought that was going to be 3. I was getting excited for that, but foot on the line. Bears up to 18 in the lead. Munzer. Shot, good.
Munzer pretty move in the lane. Spin back and hit it with the right hand.
It's a big bucket for Yale, too. Meta with Ryan. Near side is Will. Bounce pass inside for Steves. Steves going baseline. Tried to kick it out. Munzer, good vision. Gets the turnover, pushes back the other way. Munzer gets it to Gorman. Megan Gorman pulls it out, going one-on-one with Ryan. And draws the foul.
Second foul, the second period for the Bears.
Maybe half a step on Ryan on that. It went to the left and
a little bump.
Got the little bump. There's Munzer. Takes the three, front rim. Ryan brings down the rebound, and that time had a player draped over her back for the foul.
Allison Guth ran a nice out-of-bounds play, sprung Munzer for the deep three that hit the front rim.
Ryan gets it to Taylor Will. Will keeps it on the right hand, bounces it inside, was looking for Steves. Gorman was inside. Gorman pushing the floor, takes it herself, runs into Meta.
Meta stripped her.
Meta the other direction, bounces it to Steves.
Oh. Nice bounce pass. I think the ball slipped out of Steve's hand.
Back the other way, Munzer responds with a three and another big shot in a big spot. Cuts the lead down to 13. Lena Munzer answering the way we would have expected out of her. Hits a big shot in a big spot. O'Keefe's layup is off the rim. Munzer the other way. Looking to take it over. Munzer draws the contact and heads to the line. Russ, the last 45 seconds we've seen Lena Munzer. This is what we expected when we were talking before the game, and didn't really see it in the first. We're seeing it here right now.
Yeah, she's making the Yale offense click in. That's a great point.
Timeout on the floor, so we'll take one as well. Browns up by 13, 4:34 left here in the second on the Ivy League Digital Network and ESPN3.
Behind the champion are the committed. Here's to them, to those sometimes taken for granted. Because the lines have to be painted, the uniforms need to be cleaned, and the lights must come on. Because at the first pitch, or play from scrimmage, all that matters is the game. But you are never taken for granted, because we all know it takes a team.
Defining moments, championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division I Men's Ice Hockey East Regional. March 24th and 25th at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island. Visit ncaa.com/frozen4 for your tickets today.
Welcome back inside the Pizzatola Sports Center on Providence's east side. Dan Rubin, Russ Tyler down by courtside where the Bears have seen their lead cut to 13 with 4.5 minutes to go in the second. Taking a look at some of these stats, Russ. Starters field goal percentage, the biggest story right now. Brown 14 of 22, 64% to this point. Yale, on the other hand, 8 of 25, just 32%.
Yeah.
Lena Munzer at the line. She hits the first of two.
Yeah, Bears getting it done at both ends of the court, Dan. Bears are up 18, 35-17, and now Munzer's on a personal 7-point run.
Munzer's got 9, and Yale's going to go with the full court press. Bears break it. Will the other way, takes the shot. A little wild, but draws the foul. So she'll head to the line for a couple of shots. As we mentioned, a big weekend here on College Hill. The men taking on Yale after us, an 8 o'clock start. Women's hockey next door, and men's hockey making the Harvard-Dartmouth trip, starting at Harvard tonight, and then tomorrow night making the second leg of that up to Dartmouth. Well, full weekend of sports here for the Bears athletic department, and always big exchange weekend too. When you start getting into all those big weekends, you see how things tend to fall out.
And your brother Mike on the call right next door here.
Yep.
For the Brown women's ice hockey team as Will makes the second one.
Munzer keeps it outside with Davies. Davies inside for Berkowitz. Berkowitz kicks it outside. Munzer Look for the shot, now goes inside with Davies. Straight up the line are the Yale Bulldogs. Davies double teamed. Inside is Munzer, 7 on the shot clock. Berkowitz uncontested, takes the 2 and hits it.
Yeah, it was a great feed by Munzer, was double teamed and found Berkowitz all alone for the layup.
Well, it was an 18-point lead, is down to 10 as Meta's shot is off the side of the iron. Back the other way, Yale looking to cut it to single digits. Munzer kicks it out for Davies. Davies lost it off the floor. Gaziano the other direction, takes it herself, and it's blocked, but she draws the foul. Gaziano out on the fast break, and credit Tamara Simpson for getting back. If nothing else, prevents the layup.
Yep. Making Gaziano earn it at the line where she's an excellent foul shooter.
It's the first of 2. I mentioned Gaziano averaging 19 points per game, but off the heels of a 57-point weekend last weekend. Had a couple of assists to her credit as well. Shot 22 for 37 against Princeton and Penn. She hits both from the line, where she's been a 76% shooter there leading into today, as you mentioned. Very good, very talented shooter for the Bears.
Well, reigning National Rookie of the Week for performances last weekend that you just talked about.
Simpson takes the 3, back rim, bounces all the way out to Meta. Goes the other way. Gets it over to the right side for O'Keefe. Shot is up, shot is good. Count it for 3.
Abby O'Keefe averages 6 a game.
Lead back up to 15 on the little 5-0 run for the Bears. Here's a shot and hit, another 3 going back the other way. That one from, I believe that was Marianne Santucci. You can't look down at your notes for half a split second, can you?
Oh, they're up and down, aren't they? they're putting it up. It's a lot of fun.
It's been a definite adjustment we've seen out of Yale here, coming out of that timeout, Russ.
Yeah.
And even before the timeout, seems like they found the hole in their game and they've flipped it, and they've managed to flip the switch. But you're into that weird, you were down 18, you cut it to 10, it goes back up to 15. You have to be able to get on that extended run to break it down.
I think their energy level is just better than it was earlier. I think when you say flip on the switch, that's what they've been able to do.
Berkowitz looks inside for Alexandra Mond, who's checked in off that last horn. In with Megan McIntyre for Berkowitz, 7 on the shot clock. Double teamed inside, Will comes away with it. Gaziano's ahead, lays it up and off the rim.
Well, missed opportunity, but Gaziano on the run out just couldn't get it to drop.
Berkowitz inside, fighting for some space, gets it outside, 3 on the way. Rebound controlled by the Bears. Bears looking to push the floor. Will goes inside for Steves, it's tipped away by Berkowitz to O'Keefe. O'Keefe works it inside.
Nice cut.
Beautiful cut to the basket. That one, Erica Steves juked Berkowitz out of her shoes.
And O'Keefe with a nice drop pass. Good 2-on-2 game.
Minute 45 left in the second. Bears up by 14. It's been as high as 18 as McIntyre takes the shot, and Steves comes away with the rebound. O'Keefe for Will. Will, bounce pass out to Gaziano. Takes the shot and hits the shot.
Unselfish play, Taylor Will underneath the basket. Found Gaziano all alone in the left corner for the 3.
Back up to 17. The work done by Yale hasn't fully evaporated back to Brown's favor, but it's almost there. Munzer keeps it to the left side for Santucci, and she draws the foul. That one's going against Gaziano.
That's her second, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Gaziano with 14 in the first half.
Yeah, they're going to get her out of there.
Yep.
Shayna checking in for Justine Gaziano.
Get a good look at what will be the half-court offense, or coming off the sideline pass there for Yale. Fresh 30 on the clock with a minute to go in the second. There's Munzer going baseline. Finds herself down there, punches the hard hat, and finds 2 points.
What a tough shot. A jump hook. Oh, boy.
Will the other way, side rim. Jessica Steffen brings it down. First time we've called her name today, she's checked in. Stefan, a freshman out of Hutchinson, Kansas. Gets it to Berkowitz. Berkowitz blocked by Steve.
Oh, timeout, okay.
Yeah.
Sarah Bain with the timeout.
I think she thought, poor Sarah Bain thought there was going to be a foul
Yeah,
there with the...
that'd be a late call. I thought it was a late call. I said, oh, are you kidding me? All right, so it's 33.9 left. Bears have 30 seconds on the shot clock. Drive down the lane, blocked. Erica Steves avoiding the contact with the body, using the inside hand to block the shot.
Let's go back to those 2 points by Lena Munzer. We talked about the hard work underneath.
Yeah.
When you're a guard and you get stuck underneath the basket, you really have to earn the shot because you find yourself amongst the trees down there. And it takes, like I said, punch the clock, put on the hard hat.
That's a great point. So what did she do? She turned around and hits a jump hook from about 7 feet. Tough shot. Well, Munzer, we talked about her in the early, before the game, the senior for Yale, team leader. She brought the Bulldogs back single-handedly, scored 7 points in a row to get the lead from 18 down to 11. It's 15 right now with 30 seconds on the clock in the second period.
Here's O'Keefe. O'Keefe with Will. They have Meta on the left side. Two lining up in the middle are Steves and Ryan. O'Keefe to Meta near side as she cuts, now goes baseline. Lays it up, ran into some problems as Munzer comes away with it. 10 seconds left. Munzer looking up at the clock, trying to find a move. She's calling her own number, I think, here. Gets the pick, and it'll be a foul against the Yale Bulldogs for the pick.
Wow, offensive foul. That happened just before Munzer got bumped. Take a look at this, Dan. All right, there's Munzer. Oh, yeah, she's moving. Mond was moving and pushed Meta into her. Bang.
Long three, just off the rim. So through the first half, the Bears up 15 on Yale. We'll be back to resize this one up. Your score, Yale, Brown 46, Yale 31. And you're watching it live here on the Ivy League Digital Network.
If you speak the language of bosons and quarks, of nanoengineering, Wordsworth, or hip-hop, then look no further than Brown University. If you want to work side by side with extraordinary faculty, to choose from 78 academic majors across the spectrum, or to follow a major of your own design, then expect some of the brightest young minds from around the world to surround and engage you at Brown University. Take it from me. I'm John Krasinski, class of 2001.
The Ivy League means extraordinary, a conference that stands alone as the purest form of student athlete.
You get a great look inside of the Pizzatola Center here in Providence's east side through the first half of play. It's Brown 46, Yale 31. Dan Rubin and Russ Tyler. Russ, let's start with what will be happening here after this game. A big game for the Brown men coming off of last weekend now into this weekend against Yale. This will be a big game for the Bears to hopefully pick up a victory and keep the run going.
Well, both Brown and Yale are going to come in 1-1.
Right.
They both split last week, and both teams beat Penn, and both teams lost to Princeton. And so they're tied for fourth place in the Ivy League at this point. And fourth place, as you know, Dan, that's kind of like a magic number. You want to be in fourth or higher because of the Ivy League postseason tournament at the Palestra in March. So it's a big game for both teams, but especially for the Bears because they got to win tonight. They got to go down to Payne Whitney Gym next Friday night at 8 o'clock and play the Bulldogs, where the Bulldogs have won the last 20 times at home in the friendly confines of John Lee Amphitheater at the Payne Whitney Gym.
Here in this one, the Bears lead by 15 against the Yale Bulldogs, and we take a look at some of those stats from the first half. We begin with Justine Gaziano, 14 points for the Bears. On the flip side, for the Yale Bulldogs, Lena Munzer has 11, and Marianne Santucci has 10.
Well, I think the key, Bears getting it done at both ends of the floor, as we talked about, Dan. Yale only shooting 35% from the floor, 20% from three at 3 for 15. Brown, 17 for 30 from the floor, 57%, and 44% from three at 4 for 9.
There's the big stat there. The number, I'll just point out the three-point field goals, 3 for 15 for Yale. At one point they were 0 for, I think it was 8
Yeah.
and then went 3 for their last 7. Being able to turn it on was a big deal for the Bulldogs.
Well, it was important. They chopped the lead back from 18 to 11. It's now 15. The other thing, you look at Yale with 10 turnovers. The Bears converted those 10 turnovers into 13 points. And Yale's Jen Berkowitz had 5 of the 10 turnovers.
We'll take a quick break and be back to size up the Ivy standings. The early Ivy standings is still a long way to go, but it's never too early to start talking about the postseason.
It's exciting.
It's exciting, especially given the fact that there actually is now a conference tournament. We'll come back to talk about that. Your score at the half is Brown 46, Yale 31, and you're watching it live here on the Ivy League Digital Network. Teams retaking the court here for the start of the second half at the pits. Start of the third, Brown up 46-31 over the Yale Bulldogs. Dan Rubin, Russ Tyler, so glad you could spend your Friday evening with us. Normally I'd be saying Friday night, but the early start getting us hopefully intruding on your dinner plans at home. That's all I can hope, that where you know, pass the gravy and pass us too while you're at it.
And tune in and stay tuned in, because the Brown men are playing Yale at 8 o'clock.
That's dessert. That comes with your Sunday.
It is for us, that's for sure.
Yale with the ball to start the third. They'll go inside to Tamara Simpson, and a quick 2 on the board for the Bulldogs. Just 10 seconds expiring here in the third. Here's Erica Steves to the right side for Shayna Mehta. For Abby O'Keefe, 3 on the way, launched and good.
Wow. Deep 3 from the right corner for Abby O'Keefe. It's her second 3.
It's Mehta, Will, Steves, Gaziano, and O'Keefe for the Bears. Kicked outside, now inside for Berkowitz for Yale. Goes into the post move, nice move, but couldn't get it to drop. O'Keefe the other way, pushing the floor for the Bears to Mehta near side. Mehta at the free throw line, kicks it to Gaziano. They'll work it around. Steves quickly moving, 18 on the shot clock. Gaziano takes the 3. Got the net to drop, but ball didn't drop through, and it's a travel against Shayna Mehta.
That's very unusual. They wouldn't have fixed that net before Brown came down that time. I mean, the net was hanging on the rim.
Bears up by 16 to start the third here. As Yale, Santucci goes inside to Berkowitz. Jen Berkowitz starting to feel some flow inside in that paint. That time camped out, ordered a pizza, put the layup in, got the 2 points.
Yeah, they're not going to call a 3-second call, nor even a 10-second, it seems like. Look at that. Steves with a tough move on the right baseline for the Bears.
See if they go back inside Yale to Berkowitz, who is starting to heat up as Munzer has it in the left side corner. Last touched by Brown as it bounced off of Elizabeth Haley, the senior out of Dayton, Ohio, who's starting here in the third. We didn't see her in the first half.
Yeah, they're looking for Berkowitz inside every trip down.
Haley hands off to Munzer. Munzer gets her own rebound and again forces her way back up and drops in 2 more. She's got 13, and Yale's cut the lead to 14. As Mehta bounces it to Steves, a little too hot up to the hoop. Simpson goes herself to the rack. Berkowitz comes down with it and strong for 2.
There's 4 layups for the Yale Bulldogs here in the first couple minutes of the second half.
I think Brown might be looking to make a change off that foul to try and get some. Next horn, they're going to bring back in Mary Butler, and I think that's a good idea. The 6-foot sophomore out of Bangor, Maine. They have to do something to try and contain Jen Berkowitz.
Yeah. Mary Butler made the all-tournament team in the Ocean State tourney earlier. She can play.
At the line, Shayna Mehta. Hits the first, nothing but net. Puts the Bears back up by 14.
Mehta that was 9 points on the evening.
I think it's only 13. Again, math not my strong point.
Maybe you were testing me, and I was checking something here.
I think it's painfully obvious I didn't major in math at all. I majored in
Nor did
computer. I was a marketing major. I didn't have to deal with numbers. I had someone else to do it for me. Now it's 14.
Yeah, Mehta makes them both.
Here's Simpson with Berkowitz inside. has Haley. Haley has to kick it out. She was guarded by Gaziano.
Simpson, they're begging Simpson to take a three.
Simpson gets it to Berkowitz. 8 on the shot clock. She takes the three, and she hits the three.
Berkowitz, a 42% three-point shooter.
Berkowitz heating up in the third. Yale's cut it to 11. Near side is Will. Will into the corner for O'Keefe. Double covered was Gaziano, and Munzer's taking it the other way. Munzer kicks it out. Into the corner. Simpson for three. She hits it!
And she makes the shot. Yeah, she shoots it only 27% from three, but that shot, nothing but net.
Sarah Venn wants a timeout, and I think it's probably a good call. 53-45. Brown has seen the lead slice to 8. It was as high last half as 18.
15 at the half, down to 8 as Yale. First of all, they had the four layups early here in the second half, and now they've had 2 threes in a row, one by Berkowitz and one by Simpson. So the Eli's heating up. Good call, good timeout by Sarah Bain.
And we talked about the energy levels of Yale coming out of the half. We saw them push the floor a little bit in the second.
Yeah.
They've been content a little bit here in the third to play a little bit more system offense, but I think it's still working to their advantage. And
definitely.
I mean, clearly it has. They've cut the lead to 8.
Well, they're getting the ball inside, first of all. Scored all those buckets early inside, and that opens up the outside.
Which the outside for Yale was a problem in the first. We talked about that. They were 0 for 8 to start, and since then they've lit the lamp.
Yeah, they were only 3 for 15 in the first half, but coming out here, everything blazing in the second half, Dan.
Good crowd on hand here in Providence's east side of a basketball doubleheader. The Ancient 8 rivals separated by, I'm going to say an hour and a half, but no one ever wants to drive the way I drive. We'll put it that way.
Maybe a little longer than that, maybe an hour and 45 minutes, but it's close by.
Yeah, New Haven, Connecticut, Yale's campus, beautiful in its own right, especially in the wintertime, the Gothic architecture. Providence in its own right, this is the best time of year out here in New England. I always say that. You get the cold outside, you get to come inside for some basketball.
I love the game.
It's a great time in New England, namely because we haven't had any snow yet.
We haven't had much. It hasn't been cold either, really.
It has not been cold.
No.
I guarantee you I just jinxed it.
Oh, yeah. It's been in the 40s. Now it's supposed to be in the 40s the next few days, I think. We've been lucky with the weather so far this year, Dan.
Well, no changes for Yale coming out of the, actually the one change for Yale. They'll take out Elizabeth Haley and Bronwyn Davies checks in. We'll reset the 5 on the floor for the Bears as Megan Riley has it, gets it to Shayna Mehta. Inside is Mary Butler, Justine Gaziano, and Taylor Will.
Another turnover.
For Brown, and Yale's going the other way.
Yeah, Yale, the zone has the Bears out of their flow. So Yale's been in the zone, and they double team, but the ball goes in the corner, and the Bears have coughed it up a couple times.
Davies puts it on the floor, starts working against Riley, and she's fouled, and she went up.
50% foul shooter, but she's only taken 2 shots on the year.
Bronwyn Davies out of Wayland, Mass, out in the Metro West area of Massachusetts. Hits the first of 2. Here you get a good look of up against Riley.
Oh, yeah, got all arm.
And she hits the second.
Down to 6.
Mehta with Gaziano near side. Will gets it to Ryan. Shot is up. Shot is good.
Yeah, stop the bleeding.
Or rather, Mary Butler.
Mary Butler made that one.
Mary Butler hit that one. So lead back to 8. Davies. It's like control foul inside coming up against Brown.
Got a Mary Butler.
That's Butler's 3rd. Foul trouble for the Brown Bears in the first half. Well, that's Butler's 3rd. Kathleen Ryan also had 2, and Justine Gaziano had 2.
There's Munzer off that same play.
Berkowitz underneath the basket, went reverse layup. Ball bounces out. Davies resets the offense as they kick it out to Marianne Santucci. Santucci working against Meta. Pulls up, gets it, high post. Berkowitz hits it.
Second chance opportunity that time for Yale.
Lead back to 6. Talked about Brown being a team that does very well in the fourth. We talked about the need to salt it away a little bit in the third. The third has belonged to Yale as the Bears turn it over with a high pass.
Turn it over again. This Yale defense, his own defense, has the Bears befuddled a little bit here.
Santucci. To Berkowitz, near side, has Simpson. Simpson to Munzer. Nice crossover move, goes behind the back, kicks it to Davies. Inside is Berkowitz, jockeying for position, goes baseline, double teamed, outside to Davies, and there's a travel against Berkowitz. She knows it because she got double teamed.
Yeah, shuffled, picked up her foot, then shuffled.
Timeout on the floor, will take one as well. Brown seen their lead evaporate down to 6. Yale looking to close it all together. We're back after this here on the Ivy League Digital Network. Welcome back to the pits. 4:53 left in the third. Yale's closed the gap to 6, 55-49. Thanks to Jen Berkowitz, who has really established a presence in the paint.
Fired up. Great job for the Bulldogs, who stay in the zone. Shayna right off of the timeout hits the 3.
Well, that'll help.
That's for sure.
Opens the lead back up to 9. Under 5 minutes, as we mentioned, left here in the third. Turning into a grind-em-out affair here at the pits. Here's Munzer working against Riley. Munzer kicks it out to Davies. Davies for 3. Off the rim, Meta the rebound. Meta looking to push the floor again in transition for the Bears. She falls down, didn't lose the dribble as she landed off her knees. Pass inside, bounces off of Munzer. I think that one might have hit her in the face as the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gaziano. It was a whole bunch of lot of everything going on there.
A lot of action.
Well, you tend to get that with the style of Brown.
Yeah,
I know that the
up and down,
fast-paced.
But the turnovers right now are certainly a big concern to Sarah Bain.
Here's Davies. Davies working against Kathleen Ryan, kicks it out. Santucci inside for Berkowitz, into the post. Ball bounces out, Meta the rebound officially, will kick it out to Riley. Float pass was thrown out of bounds. Nice play by Davies.
Oh no, that's the wrong call. Let's see.
They just call it back for Yale?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
They changed it. Yeah, they got it right. That's good. The other refs, not that he overruled, they just helped the first ref out.
Everybody called that one except the first official.
Yeah.
Here's Riley up top for Gaziano. Gaziano working inside. Got the shot. She'll draw the contact. Gets the foul. Nearly had the and one. Nice job that time against McIntyre.
Yeah, Gaziano again going to the left hand. Going down the left side of the lane, and shot wouldn't drop, but she gets 2 at the line.
It's the first. First half free throws, the Bears went 8 for 10. Yale 6 for 9. Misses the old broadcaster's jinx. You're all welcome. Here's Munzer, quick 3, stop and pop. Rebounded down by Davies. Davies outside, Munzer again, misses it again, rebound by the Bears.
Good box out by Steves.
Here's Riley.
Or that was Mary Butler, I'm sorry.
Riley from Meta for 3,
Bang!
She'll hit it.
Give Riley another assist. Shayna feeling it. Couple threes here in the second half.
Bears open the lead back to 13. 62-49. Davies, we have a lot of checking inside again with Berkowitz, who is establishing some presence, and I think they're going to get Butler. That's her fourth. So that means Steves will re-enter the game. Also re-entering for the Bulldogs is Elizabeth Haley. Berkowitz and Davies check out. Berkowitz has earned first trip to the water fountain on that one.
Little rest for her. She deserves it.
McIntyre, left side, takes the shot, hits it.
Yeah, moving right to left off the double pick at the top of the key.
Again, the Bears in their push offense. It's Steves to Meta. Meta, cross court, tipped by Munzer. She'll go one-on-one the other way. Munzer takes it herself, lays it up off the rim. Gaziano, the original rebound and a foul call. Oh, actually, I think it's just out of bounds, but there was a lot of contact.
Oh, they got a foul.
They did get the foul?
They got a Munzer.
So there's the shot by Munzer. Yep, they got the foul on that. Megan Riley calling out the play for Brown. 2.5 minutes left in the third. Bears up by 11. Meta came in, now works outside. They'll get it into the corner. Shot on the way. Side rim, rebounded by Santucci. She'll push to Munzer. Munzer the other way. Right side layup. Little floater. Front rim will go the other way with Meta. Behind the defense for two.
So Steve's got the rebound and long pass to Meta ahead of the field who laid it in.
We go back
and a block again.
Munzer ran into some. Munzer ran into Erica Steves, and they decided size advantage for Steves.
Look at that pass ahead of the field. Shayna, one dribble, put it on the floor, and kissed it off the glass with the left hand.
Lena Munzer heads to the line for two. Jen Berkowitz at the table, set to check back in, as is Abby O'Keefe for Brown. Munzer misses the first. Tamara Simpson also coming back in for the Bulldogs.
Both teams up and down the floor. You pointed that out earlier, did. Up and down the floor. Let it fly.
Munzer hits the second. Yale camped out in that 12-point deficit between now 10 and 13. Brown able to cauterize what was a Yale run.
Yeah, Yale got it all the way down to 6.
Inside is Steves. Outside, Meta. Back inside for Gaziano, outside for O'Keefe. O'Keefe, the floater. Can't drop it in, but she draws the foul.
Go to the line. Pretty good ball movement by Brown that time. O'Keefe 77% foul shooter. Bears a very solid foul shooting team as she puts the ball down the floor, goes down the lane and gets bumped on the right side. O'Keefe, a freshman from St. Louis.
It's the side rim, brought down by Megan Gorman. It's Santucci, Gorman, Simpson, Berkowitz, and Munzer for Yale. Gorman for Simpson. Simpson hands it to Munzer. Munzer fouled as she tried to drive. Goes against O'Keefe.
It's the 5th. So Munzer will go to the line, shooting 2. And Munzer's a 75% foul shooter for the Bulldogs. As I said earlier, they only shoot at 60% as a team, but she's a pretty good foul shooter.
One out of 2 for Munzer, minute 20 left here in the third. Brown up by 12. Gaziano works to Will on the right side. Near side, errant pass taken away, 3-on-1 the other way. Munzer, baseline, floater, side rim. Will the rebound? There will be 3-on-1 the other way for Brown.
Munzer hustled back.
O'Keefe looks inside. Gaziano dribbles out. Gets it to Steves. Steves for three. Back rim. Gaziano the rebound.
all over the floor. Good hustle.
Steves.
Gonna bring it out and get it set up.
Yeah.
Good call by Abby O'Keefe.
Under a minute to go in the third. 20 on the shot clock. As O'Keefe kicks it over to the right side for Will. Will inside for Gaziano. It's tipped by Simpson into the awaiting hands of Lena Munzer.
That needed to be a bounce pass.
Well, 4 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Yale taking their time. They're going to set it up.
Brown stays in the man-to-man.
Near side is Munzer. 10 on the shot clock. They get it to Gorman. Gorman with Berkowitz looking for space in the paint. There's a foul coming up against Brown. I think Yale already in the bonus. So that'll put them at the line with 11 seconds left.
So Megan Gorman at the line. Should be shooting 2.
It's the third foul against Kathleen Ryan. As Gorman hits the first, cuts the lead to 11 with 11 seconds left in the third. It's 1 of 2. Brown with maybe will take the last shot here as Will goes the other way, lays it up, it's missed. Gorman now, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Yale's gonna have to throw a prayer up. Now they'll just dribble out the third. So the third period comes to a close. Yale has closed to within 11 after the lead had dropped down to 10 and extended back up close to 15. We're back after this. Here on the Ivy League Digital Network, it's Brown Women's Basketball. Welcome back, everybody, to the Pizzatola Center here on Providence's east side where the Bears lead the Yale Bulldogs by 11. Frozen Four, the road to the Frozen Four comes back to Providence this year. Brown serving as the host institution here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. It's turning into kind of a rite of passage to get the first weekend regional here in Providence. Big weekend for those men ice hockey, the Icesters, the hockey. I always try to come up with a
Pucksters.
Pucksters. There we go. They're up at Harvard and Dartmouth this weekend. The women next door getting set underway, and we mentioned the men's basketball team. About an hour away from tip-off.
Oh, pretty play.
And no sooner do I say that. Speaking of back to the action, Justine Gaziano takes it to the rack.
Well, cut down the lane, lays it in, and gets it. She'll head to the line.
"17 points for Gaziano. The jinx works every time, doesn't it?
We want to jinx the other way.
Start of the fourth. Brown has had success this year. Their second highest scoring period on the season. Couple of chances there for Yale. Taylor Will comes away with it. See if the Bears, now on the flip side for the Bears this year, they also have been scored against the most by far in the fourth. 291 points scored against them this season in the fourth. Compare that to 257 as their next highest total. So if that's an indication of anything, we're in for a wild ride in the next 9 minutes. Gaziano's 3 off the mark, in and out.
Meta got the rebound.
Meta found herself. She handed it off to the larger body of Erica Steves, who gets the hoop in the heart.
Meta, the guard, the little guard inside, grabbing that rebound. Watch this. Look at this. What hustle. And a pretty pass. And Steves lays it in despite getting whacked.
I'm concerned for Yale. There wound up being a 2-on-1 on the rebound. And there was nary a forward's body to be seen. It was Lena Munzer who found herself without help.
Yep.
Speaking of Munzer, she has it now. Foul called.
Just a little bit by Abby O'Keefe.
They're going to take the inbound pass over to the sideline. That'll change Yale's offensive set. They get the inbound pass up top. They immediately hand it back to Munzer. Pass down low. Shot is up. Shot is in.
That's a well-executed play by Yale.
Elizabeth Haley found herself on the doorstep as Munzer Soccer passed it right in. The overhand throw-in, if you will.
Yep.
So Haley will look to cut into this lead some more, down to 13. She does. Stats through 3. Yale up shooting here in the second. They've actually shot on the half. They shot 42% in the third. Compare that with what was really, you take away the first, and they've had themselves a decent game. It's just that first period really coming back to haunt them.
Yeah, they didn't shoot it well at all. Thus, they're down 12.
Here's Munzer. Munzer to Simpson.
Wow.
3 is up, 3 is good.
Great look by Munzer, cross-court pass. Found Simpson who drains it.
Gaziano to Will, bounce pass back in for Gaziano. She moved the pivot foot, and the turnover goes back to the Bulldogs, who trail here by 9, trying to close in on the Bears.
Yeah, Gaziano didn't put it on the floor, shuffled her feet. Shot fell, but it won't count.
Yale has never led today. Brown's biggest lead was back in the second when they led by as many as 18. Other than that, we've only had 30 seconds of tie basketball as Berkowitz inside put the shot up and couldn't get it to drop. And I think that was 33 seconds with the first 33 seconds of the game. Steves kicks it out to Meta, or kicks it over to Meta. Meta starts the drive, now works inside to Steves. Outside Simpson the strip. Simpson the other direction, gets it off to Santucci. Santucci back to Simpson for 3. Steves the rebound.
Yeah, Simpson had the steal at the other end. As we said earlier, that she's the Ivy League leader in steals. And Will couldn't get it to drop, to drive down the lane.
Yale working judiciously and quickly. And now they'll slow things down as they look for the quick 3 with Simpson. 4 Bulldogs in double figures as Berkowitz unloads the shot.
Meta got whacked, got pounded. Another rebound for Meta. She did a great job on the boards here today.
Shayna Meta through 3 has 5 rebounds. I think that might be her. I think that might be her 7th. I think she had 1 more before this one. Meta actually leads all scorers with 18. Shot from the side, rebounded by Yale. Santucci over to Munzer. Munzer for 3, swish! And Munzer felt the flow on that one as she went down the court. Sarah Ben wants a timeout. Yale back in by 6.
Yeah, Munzer held up 3 fingers. She knew that was in. Got it to within 6.
Yale very quietly, Russ, has chipped away, chipped away, chipped away. Brown has extended the lead back, but here we are back at 6 points now for Yale. Again, this game hasn't been tied since the first 30 seconds, and Brown had as many as had a big lead as 18. English language tripping me up there. But really for Yale, who has never led in this game, yeoman's work after the first to come back, and they've got to be impressed.
They keep coming back, and Brown responds, but the Bulldogs had it down to 6 at the 5:30 mark of the third period, back down to 6 again. And their offense in the second half, they've been able to score inside, as we pointed out, and also outside. That's their 4th 3, I believe, of the second half for the Bulldogs.
6 minutes to go. Yale down by 6. Yale outscoring the Bears in that third by 4, 23-19. And it comes on the heels. Brown really, who have been, I want to say, balanced throughout most of this. You score 21 in the first, 25 in the second. You get some of that balance going. They had the balance in the third, but really you have to, Yale's made that adjustment, the outside-inside game, working inside, kicking it out. They found a hole in the Bears' defense. And I think it starts with, it started with Jen Berkowitz, and now since they've done a little bit of damage, Russ, to that Bears defense, they've been able to find their outside stroke.
Yeah, they've done that. They've done it at the other end as well. They had 8. Brown turned the ball over 8 times in that third period. They had 6 turnovers at the half and 14 at the end of the third period. So Bears got to do just a better job of taking care of the basketball. They've had a couple turnovers here early in the fourth as well.
Turnover game to this point. Brown with, I think, going up on 16 or 17 turnovers in the game. Meta inside for Steves, high post shot, back rim. Riley, the rebound, had it, but she tipped it right into
offensive foul.
It tipped it right to Munzer, and Munzer gets called for the charge.
Munzer, nice smile, just accepted the call. She didn't like it, but she didn't really beef. She just gave the nice grin.
Well, it's like I say about basketball players. This is the one they're going to overturn when you look at them and say, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, they're not going to do it. That's right. Never will happen.
I've never met a basketball player, by the way, who actually committed a foul. Riley works inside for Steves. Steves was looking to get that pass out, and it's off of Bronwyn Davies. Yale's taken away that quick pass.
Yeah. Well, they've been getting into passing lanes, making a lot of steals.
Here's Gaziano. Brown up by 6. Steves for 3. Off the mark. Gaziano for the back door, got it tipped, and they'll call a walk.
Yeah, you know, I think she went to make a pass. Gaziano was covered, dragged her foot. Let's take a look at it if they show it.
Well, Shayna Meadow was a little frustrated by it.
I don't know.
Berkowitz puts it on the floor. Goes up strong, blocked by Steves, and a second block, but that one gets the foul. It's that new rule, the ruling this year. They've talked about the cylinder and the personal space and how there's been an emphasis. And there's the second one. I mean, that's the call that's going to be called this year.
Got her at the arm. Berkowitz shoots at 84% from the line. There's a jinx.
There's your jinx.
That's the right way.
That goes the way that we wanted it to. What's the saying? We're unbiased, right?
That's right. Yale, cut into the Bears' lead, has it down to 5.
All the credit in the world to the Bulldogs. Illegal screen called against the Bears. Going against Megan Riley.
All right, so Megan must have moved. It's only 2 on Riley. She's coming out.
Start watching the clock a little bit.
Too early to
be doing that.
That's for sure.
I was looking at the clock saying, how much time's left? 5.5 minutes left. If you're a Brown fan, that's a lot of time with a 5-point lead.
Bears have gone cold.
Munzer kicks it out to Simpson. Front rim. Munzer the rebound.
That ball was there for the taking. Somebody's got to grab it.
Simpson, Munzer. She's going to reset the offense. Looking for a pick. Gets it from Berkowitz. Berkowitz releases, but Munzer keeps it outside. Santucci inside for Berkowitz. Berkowitz into the pivot, and she walked.
Yep. Moved both her feet before she put the ball down on the deck. You see it here. She, right there. She took 3 steps. 2 little ones and 1 bigger one. Yale staying in that zone, which is giving the Bears fits here in the second half.
Gaziano works it around with Meta to O'Keefe. O'Keefe takes the shot, partially blocked. Munzer comes away with it. Lead still at 5 for the Bears. To Santucci for 3, drains it! It's a 2-point game! Yale has clawed back from 18 to make it a 2-point game. Inside is Will. She can't get it to drop. There's a lid on the Brown net right now.
There sure is. Shayna Meadow with a pretty feed to Will, just wouldn't drop. That's a tough shot from a couple feet in front of the basket.
We talked about this game being as close to must win at this point as possible.
Oh, she traveled again.
Yeah, Berkowitz got caught again in the inside. I think she was trying to handle the ball and just got lost control of the body handling the ball. Just got caught up.
He's got 8 turnovers.
Four minutes left. Brown up by 2. Taylor Will. Near side. O'Keefe for 3. Too much English. Loose ball out of bounds. Last touched by Gaziano. And Yale with another opportunity here. 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, there's a lid on the basket for the Bears.
How many minutes has it been since the last bucket?
9. It's been 5 minutes. They haven't scored since the 9:08 mark. There's 3:50 left here in the 4th period.
And there's a foul called against Shayna Meta right off the start, right off the inbound. Here it is. Yep. So Santucci with Brown in the with Yale in the bonus, I should say. Front rim's the first.
33% foul shooter. The junior from Seattle, 5 for 15 on the year. Shoots 44% from 3 and 33% from the line. Misses both of them.
Boy, the Bears could use a bucket here. O'Keefe for Meta. I think that's, thank you, Captain Obvious moment for me. Will over to Meta. Near side, Gaziano. Down low for Will, double teamed. Out to Meta. O'Keefe takes the 3. Side rim. And a foul coming up over the back against Davies.
So Will go to the line. I like her going there at 73%. 10th leading free throw shooter in the Ivies.
Both teams enjoying the benefit of the free throw line the rest of the way.
And that pops
In and out.
out.
Cans out the first.
Boy, nothing dropping for the Brown Bears.
This remains a 2-point game. Make it 3.
There we go.
That's the first point for the Bears in over 5 minutes. They have had quite a scoreless period coming down here in the 4th. As Simpson driving on Will. Out of control, and she fell. It's a travel.
And the Yale coaches don't like the call. She slipped. I don't think anybody hit her. Well, maybe a little foot action
bit
there. I didn't see it live. But there's foot action, not on purpose, certainly.
Will bounce pass to Meta. Meta to Gaziano. Inside. Will kicks it out to O'Keefe. Gaziano looks to work it around, comes back to the near side. O'Keefe to Meta. 10 on the shot clock for Brown. Meta drives.
Got fouled.
A foul, and it's a good thing she got fouled there too, because she was looking for a pass to the corner. Problem was there was no one there.
Yeah.
So she'll go to the line.
Well, let's see. There she is. Splits the defenders. Wow. Lucky thing.
Lucky thing.
Fortuitous call. What you got hit?
Hits the first. So it goes back to a 2-possession game, 71-67. Make it 5.
2 big free throws for Shayna Meta.
Munzer drives. The shot is up. The shot is good. She's got 20. It's back to a 3-point Brown lead, 72-69. Here's Will, kicks it near side. Shot is up. Shot is good.
Another big basket for Mary Butler.
Munzer. Blocking foul is going to be called against O'Keefe, who's going to trot away. She disagreed with that call. Well, she fouled out, so that explains why she was trotting away.
In the 3rd period, Yale had the game down to a 6-point lead. Mary Butler made a big basket to get it back up to 8. That was a big hoop for the sophomore from Bangor, Maine.
Well, Megan Riley checks back in. It's currently the only women's Division I game actually going on right now in all of Division I. So we thank you for tuning in. If you've been watching us from the top of this one, it's been we said at the top of the broadcast this one would be an instant classic. And, well, if nothing else, I'm glad that we didn't lie on that one.
You had it right.
I had it pegged.
Yeah, yep. Back down to 3. Full timeout.
Yeah, so Yale takes the timeout. 2:15 left here in the fourth. You know, think about this game and the way the dynamic was. We talked about it, again, just to bury, when we talk about burying the lead, we said two teams know each other, ancient rivals, the instant classic, and everyone looks at the records and says, or where they are in the standings, says, okay, Dan, it's a 1-1 team against an 0-2 team. Why would you say an instant classic?
Yeah.
What we have on our hands is exactly that. You take two teams that are capable of doing just that.
Yeah, it's a really exciting game. I mean, the Bears' offense was clicking on all cylinders in the first half, and frankly, the second half, the offense they've been taken out of their offense by the Yale defense. Yale's turned the Bears over, and and Brown just hasn't made shots, allowing Yale to crawl back into this when they trail by 3 with 2:15 left.
The only other game that's been scored today was UNC Wilmington against Hofstra in women's basketball, 56-54 in favor of Wilmington. That game went to overtime. There's a whole slate of women's basketball starting at 7 o'clock. None in the Ivy League, though, tonight. This being the only Ivy game that goes on, but there are a number of good games, especially late out in the Pac-12 that'll be taking their tip, including Arizona and Stanford. That's a 10 p.m. start. And the late game, Arizona State's out at California. In terms of men's basketball, coming up after this one, the Bulldogs and the Bears, the men's variety here at the pits. What we think will be, again, the only way I can describe it will be hopefully another instant classic.
And that one's at 8 p.m.
Full court press by the Bulldogs. Pass it by Brown, up to Butler. They break it. Will drives.
Oh, what a tough shot. Squeezed it in.
Yep.
They got fouled.
Had no space to work with. She gets the hoop and the hurt. Take a look at this.
Comes down the lane, goes up, gets bumped by 2 people. Left hand. Taylor Will.
Love the look. Love the expression, too. She knew it all along.
She's got some confidence.
Can't make it the old-fashioned three-point play, though. Brown still with that 5-point lead, 2 minutes to go. Munzer underneath. Can't drop it in. Riley the rebound. Brown slowing things down. They'll bring it over half court with $1 and change left here in the game. They lead by 5.
Yeah, big rebound by Riley, the team captain as a junior. Said earlier, there's no seniors in this team.
Riley. Oh. Simpson, the interception. The other way, takes it herself for 2. Big time play by Tamara Simpson.
Another steal for Simpson.
Makes it a 1-possession game with 90 ticks left. It's the expression, big time players make big time plays in big time spots.
I think she has 6 steals today, which would be the 8th time in her career she had a 6-steal game.
Will inside for Gaziano. Pulls it out. For Meta, baseline, kicked out, that's wide, and it's gonna be a backcourt violation against the Bears with exactly 1 minute to go on the clock.
Another turnover for Brown. They have struggled with the basketball in the second half. And Tamara Simpson just all over the floor for Yale.
Munzer has time with 50 seconds left. It's a 3-point game. Munzer is blocked on the way up, out of bounds against the Bulldogs. Disagreement coming from the Yale bench. Allison Guth says, I strongly doth a protest.
Well, let's see if the Brown player blocked the shot out of bounds.
She might have had a case there.
Yeah, she did have a case. And they're going to look at it. Yeah, they're over at the monitor at the scorer's table. This one may get overturned.
Well, this is a big-time spot. we get another replay here.
Another look at it. Munzer goes down the lane. She goes up. There's a block. I don't know if there's enough there to overturn it, but
it's a great job by our amazing crew.
They do a great job.
They do a great job.
They
right on it
do.
with the camera.
Look at this. Right down the lane. She goes up.
Oh, she gets the hand, though. And
yeah, you know
the
what?
Hand is. I've always known the hand to be technically part of the ball, but I guess it's a judgment call depending on which part of the hand
Take a look at Taylor Will's left hand. Well, it's a little, the other angle is a little better to see it. They're struggling with it. The refs are struggling with it like we are, Dan. And here we go and take another look at it. Munzer heads down the lane. Gaziano on her left hand. Will comes over to help. Both are there.
I envy nobody who has to make this call.
It's a tough call.
It's a 3-point game with under a minute to go in a league contest. This is
here we go.
We'll see what they make the call. They're going to call, I think, the coaches together.
Oh, that's interesting. It's going to be a debate.
This is an approach the bench moment.
Yeah, it's it. Well, I wonder what the issue is. In other words, they just have to make a call one way or the other. So both the head coaches have headed back to their respective benches, and
Yale's applauding, and I think they might be giving it back to the Bulldogs.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. They finally made the call.
They're still, referees discuss it and make their call. I think, are they going back for a second look? Again, good time to commend our camera crew and our entire ILDN staff. Here on ESPN3 as well.
They're back for another look.
They're going to go back and take another look.
We
saw a couple of really good camera angles at it. They,
the straight-in angle when she was coming down the lane was the best one.
This is where I'm gonna take the I have no idea.
Wow.
I'll give the judgment to the officials and trust their judgment. They know more about this than I do.
There goes Munzer again. So it's going to be a little bit hard to see. From this angle as the refs continue to check the monitor over there. All right, here we go. So they've slowed it down. The ball is, well, maybe touched Taylor Will's pinky finger last, perhaps. Obviously a huge call here with the Bears up 3 with 50 seconds left.
Well, if nothing else, I'm glad that we have the replay capability and the ability to get it right.
Yeah, Kevin's crew does a terrific job. Wow.
Yeah, Kevin Hession, our producer, our executive producer, pretty much our guy who does everything. I'm trying to think. If we were to describe him in one word, we would say everything.
He does it all. I didn't mean Kevin's crew does it all. Does a great job, and not Kevin. No, Kevin's terrific. I wonder if they're looking at whether she shuffled her feet and traveled.
Heading after today, Brown will head to Yale next weekend and then come back for a home weekend against Cornell and Columbia. The Bears playing 4 out of 6 games that later on this season at home. They do play Penn and Princeton, Dartmouth and Harvard back-to-back weekends, 17, 18, 24, 25 at home. 6 of the next 9 games are all at home. Cornell, Columbia, the only road weekend in there after that Cornell, Columbia weekend is a Harvard and Dartmouth road weekend. But the last weekend of the season is the road trip that I don't think, as long as I've been calling basketball games, which goes back, I think, 12 years for me, in some capacity. I always get to do at least 1 or 2 games down here. The Cornell-Columbia trip, for whatever reason, I look at that and I say, thank God I have never had to do that trip once. That is a brutal trip. You got to go from Ithaca down to Columbia. I give all the credit in the world to players who have to make that trip. Those are 2 tough, tough opponents to play geographically, and I've always seen Columbia come in, and records at times don't matter when they've had some tough lean years. You go back, the last decade. Cornell, basketball, they've
Throw the records out.
Throw the records out the window, plus it's an Ivy contest. But that's how you end the weekend, end the season, potentially with the Ivy berth on the way. That's going to be a fun weekend in some capacity.
That's a true test for a trip.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question. I've made it a number of times. I can't even
It's not easy
begin
to,
to
it's
think
not
how
easy
many
to go
times.
from
Probably
Ithaca down to the
20.
Bronx.
No. And
Or,
that's the thing. So if you leave right after the game gets over at, say, you get out of there
10.
at 10, best you're down there at 1 o'clock, 1:30.
And that's not an easy road trip either, the roads up there. I've made that with hockey a couple times.
It's off. It's brutal. All right, so Yale does have the ball after this long delay. The refs studied every inch of the video. Yale's got the ball underneath.
3-point game, 50 seconds left. Marianne Santucci near side. Tamara Simpson releases far side for Haley. Haley looking inside for Berkowitz, who's into the pivot, puts it on the floor, left-handed layup, off the rim, rebounded by Brown. I think Yale might need to look for a foul soon. It's a 3-point game, under 30 seconds. There's about 4 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock.
Yeah. They're just going to defend. They're going to hope they get 5 or 6 seconds rather than just 4.
And Brown's going to look for, if Brown hits a shot, if they run it down, the game's as good as over on Yale.
Yeah.
So it's Gaziano working 4 on the shot clock. Here's Meta. Meta kicks it out. Simpson has it, 4 seconds left for the tie. Off the rim, and the Bears win!
Yeah, Brown gets the win. Munzer missed the deep 3. Bears turned it over again. Munzer missed the 3. Bears get the win. Congratulations, Sarah Bain and the Brown Lady Bears.
Here's the last 7 seconds for you. There it is, the strip. Santucci kicks it all the way out, and Munzer, the 3, drops it off the front rim.
Megan Riley came up with a big rebound.
Yale did everything they could at the end there except drop that last shot, so the Bears improved to 2-1 in Ivy play, 76-73.